Hello everyone, in this video we are going to learn the area and the perimeter of all the 2D shapes that is there, and I'm going to start from the very basic, so it's going to help you a lot if you have forgotten some of the basic. So first of all, I will deal with the very common shape, which is a square. So we know, all of us, that all the sides of the square are equal. As a result, we can write if one is L, rest of all sides will be L, and the area of the square is written as L times L. So it's the same length, so we can write it as L square. On the other hand, we know that the perimeter is going to be the boundary. So the boundary means if we add up all the sides together, we are going to get the perimeter. So L plus L plus L plus L, which finally gives us the answer for L. So we need to know one dimension to get everything for the square, and that is the length of the square. Now, let me show you an example. If the length of the square is 7, what do you expect? The area of the square would be 49, and the perimeter would be 7 times 4, which is going to be 28. So you can try this, it's very easy. Now let us move on to the next shape. So the next shape that I'm going to discuss is also very simple. It's a rectangle. So basically we have two dimensions for it, the length and the width. And these are the two things that we will be requiring to calculate the area, because the area of the rectangle is going to be length times width. So as a result, we have to have the length and the width. So as I have said earlier, perimeter is all about adding up all the sides. So if we add up all the sides, it's gonna be length plus width plus width. So we are going to end up with 2L plus 2 width, right? But I have a special way of writing it and making the math simple. Is just taking the 2 out of the bracket and writing 2L plus W. So let me recap. For a rectangle, the area would be length times width, and the perimeter of the rectangle would be 2 length plus width. So I want you to put the values for this, and the value of this is gonna be, say, the length is going to be 7 and the width is going to be 3. So it's very easy. The answer over here would be 2 times 10, which will give us 20, and here it should be 7 times 3, which will end us giving the answer 21. So this is how you can get the area and the perimeter of the rectangle. Now let us move to the next part of the problem, and that is actually very easy as well. So we have the third shape, which I call as the triangle, the most easy one. So for a triangle, you have to know one important part, that we need to know the height of the triangle, which is h. And remember, the height is going to be that part of the triangle where you will find that it is standing 90 degree, and this is going to be the base. So we know that the area of a triangle is going to be base times height divided by 2. And the perimeter is again the same. You add up all the 3 sides of the triangle. So the area of the triangle is base times height divided by 2. Make sure you are aware that it is the line that is connecting 90 degree to the base. Otherwise, it's not the height. If there are any random lines that connects but it is not 90 degree, it's not gonna be the height. Now let me share a technique with all of you. Some people get confused of the height whenever they see a right angle triangle. Now for your kind information, in a right angle triangle, this line is already acting as the height of the triangle because it is 90 degree with it. So this will become your height and this will become your base. Now as you get the value, just insert the value for the base and the height, and you will probably get the area of the triangle, which is base times height divided by 2. Next, what we have to know over here is the shape that involves the area of a parallelogram. Now the area of a parallelogram is really simple. If you observe a parallelogram very well, the opposite sides are equal and parallel, right? Right? So as a result, if you fold a parallelogram, you will actually see, suppose this is the diagonal of the parallelogram and you fold it. So if you fold a parallelogram, don't you think you're gonna get two triangles over here and they're the same triangle? Just try folding the parallelogram, right? So there are one triangle, two triangle. So there are total two triangles in a parallelogram. And we already know that the area of one triangle is base times height divided by 2, right? This is the area of a triangle. So if we write and if we know that there are two same triangles, we will multiply that area of parallelogram with 2. There are two triangles, 1 and 2. So don't you think 2 times base times height divided by 2, so we can cancel out the 2. So for shortcut remembering, we can remember like this, that if there is a parallelogram and over here we have the base and the height is going to be given like this as h, always remember the height has to rest on the base. So the area of the parallelogram would be base times height. So this is what we have to know very well. Now you might get confused whenever the figure is given like this. Now if you are thinking that this is the base, then you are actually wrong over here, because this shouldn't be the base, because the base always rests on the, the height actually rests on the base. So you have to check where the position of the height is. As a result, you have the area base times height. Alright, so now we will see the last formula for us for the 2D shape with the straight lines, and that is the trapezium. If you see the trapezium very well over here, I will call the top part as A. Remember the bottom part as B. So you can remember like this. The way I remember is that the top part line is going to be A for above. So the above line is going to be A, and I remember B for below, the below line, and the height which will be standing is going to be this H. So these are the three important things we need to know for a trapezium. So now we are going to solve problems. So the area of a trapezium is half A plus B times H. So for instance, you are given a trapezium where the top is 3, the bottom is 6, and the height is going to be 7. So how will you find its area? It's going to be half 3 plus 6 times 7. So as a result, we have 9 times 7. So you will do this multiplication first. So 7 times 9 is going to give you 63 over 2. So finally, you will get the answer as 31.5. So this is how you can find the area of a trapezium. And now we have finally got the circle that we must be doing. So if there is a circle like this, and this is going to be the radius of the circle, make sure you are aware of the difference between the radius and the diameter. The diameter is the complete part, so it's d. And always remember, d is twice of radius, so radius is half the diameter. So the area of the circle is going to be pi r square. So this is the area of the circle. And now there is another formula we have for the circumference of the circle, which is 2 pi r. Now what we have to know and do is, we need to get the value of the radius, right? Now for your easy information, some people write the formula of circumference as pi d. You know why? Because I wrote here diameter is twice of radius, so you can take the 2r and write it as d, but I prefer you remembering one formula. So let us do a problem. Suppose the radius of a circle is 3, so the area of a circle is going to be pi times 3 square. So we are going to get 9 pi. So you can do the 9 with the calculator, and the circumference is gonna be 2 pi r. So you can do as 2 times pi times 3, which will end up giving us 6 pi. So this is how you can find the area of a circle, the circumference of a circle. And let me tell you, the circumference is actually the perimeter of the circle, you know, because it's the shape is circular. So actually we call it the circumference instead of using the word perimeter. So this is all you need to know about 2D shapes and their formulas. I hope you enjoyed the video and learned about all the shapes.